No,
One more
no.
thing. Go ahead and stand yourself up and keep facing that wall.
Alrighty, apologies about that. I really had to go.
Nah, no worries, no worries. Friends
Alright.
still getting situated, having some
All is
issues.
good. This is a mighty fine saloon that is here.
It's a little stinko, if you ask me.
I'm sure it definitely gets a little bit busy here and there.
Yeah, everyone's pretty spread out. Most of the time, you'll find them in Strawberry, Annisburg, Blackwater. Hardly anyone goes to New Austin. There's not really a lot of law out there.
Hmm. I'm assuming this bandit country then.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Matter of fact, I think one of the towns is taken over by some bandit lady. Only one of them though, which is kind of weird. I don't know if she made it public that she owns a town. I'm pretty sure marshals would ride out there, or rival gang would ride out there and just take her down.
Yeah. I can only imagine though, especially that only one woman was able to kind of take over the whole town. I really wouldn't test her level of, I guess, lethality in some
She might.
cases.
She's probably bluffing. Yeah, I mean, all it takes is three guns to one. I
That
think
is
that can
true.
convince someone pretty easily.
Yeah, back home where I'm from, we usually had a sort of a very odd, maybe somewhat mythical story, as some folk might have said. There was this gunslinger, very short gunslinger, by the way. Everyone would always just make fun of his height, and no matter what, it was always the subject of laughter beyond everyone. You know, the pit of the joke of everyone, if you're honest. I didn't really take it in too much in consideration, especially by this fella, because a lot of the rumor was, regardless of whether or not this man was short or not, he was probably the most accurate shot that anyone's ever seen for the last 25 years. And even then, a lot of the stuff that goes around, especially with this fella, was he was the most successful in robberies. Eventually, all the robberies and crime caught up to him as, the marshals were able to put a hefty bounty on him and actually eventually capture him due to the help of some other bounty hunters. And the very funny part is that they actually managed to caught him while his pants were down. For some odd reason, he decided one day that it would be best to stop into a town. It seems like he must have ate something rather terribly wrong or something. I'm not really sure, especially, but from what I remember, he managed to go into the town, right? And he used the bathroom. And the store owner managed to point him to the direction of the bathroom and tell him to go there. But the one thing that was funny was that the store manager actually knew by the description according to the wanted posters. So they ran out and made sure that they got the marshals and they got the law involved as much as possible before even entering that shop at once. Once all this kind of gone down, they had the whole place surrounded. It was insane. According to what they had mentioned in the rooms as well too, the guy tried putting up a fight, but the moment that he even stepped a foot out of the bathroom, he already knew what was going to happen. He heard the voices, especially the marshals telling them to get out of there, and he managed to get half of them, but he was outnumbered, unfortunately. What I do gotta say is definitely be wary of when it comes to someone that's able to achieve many things, regardless of what it may be. If it's a woman or if it's someone who's short or maybe has one arm or something, there's a lot of people that have a lot, and I mean a lot, that they can do. It's always the many beautiful things when it comes to the times like this now.
Yeah, life of an outlaw is normally a short one.
Yes, sir.
At least
Hence
without
why I left my town. It's just I couldn't do that.
you trying to go straight.
Well, in terms of everything's going around, in some cases, yes and no. I did involve myself in some minor crimes, but that was only as a kid. Unfortunately, I did manage to get caught by the sheriff. Really nice man. He tried to steer me onto the right path, and I still think about that nowadays. But unfortunately, he was murdered due to some sort of robbery he was stopping, and the gang outnumbered him. As an end result, unfortunately, he was shot in the head and bled to death on the floor. And I just managed to witness the whole thing myself, so it's quite left a scar and a mark on me. It kind of reminds you of that, you know, you live by the gun, you die by the gun, especially if you're a bandit or if you're law. Eventually it does catch up to you, and you have to be incredibly careful by your choices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a short and exciting life, but you can get away with it. It's pretty rare, but I mean, I've heard of a few people who can do it.
Exactly. I do gotta say, though, especially coming to this new town, I am trying to look for a new and better life, if anything. And as an end result, through my experience of being around crime-ridden towns and whatnot and going through here and there, I do gotta say, this town is mighty nice and mighty, I guess, strict in terms of what goes down, which is something that I kind of like a lot. It makes me think about actually wanting to stay here a little bit more. So tell me a little bit more about yourself. What brings you to this town, by the way?
Well, I mean, I lived around here a while ago when I was young. At the age of 7, I left home. I don't know. I just couldn't. I wasn't interested in being home anymore. I got caught up in life of crime myself, and eventually it caught up to me where I had a choice between jail time and army time, and I took the latter. Funny thing is, I didn't even last that long in the army because I was kicked out of that pretty soon after I was joined up. So came back here and decided to try to start finding work. I've done a few security jobs. I've done a few rides out with the deputies. So I'm trying to reform myself as well. I wouldn't consider myself necessarily I wasn't an outlaw. I never did anything major, but it was enough to warrant jail time.
I'm assuming you probably got discharged in the army for some disorderly conduct or something of such.
I don't listen very well.
I can understand that very well, especially since, you know, you left home at such a young age.
Yeah, I'm not too much of a homebody. I don't like sticking into one place very long. The only reason I stay here so long, it seems where most people are gathering around here, so I like to stay where the people are.
Yeah, I can understand that very much. Yeah, for me, I'm more of like a type of individual that likes to keep the distance from people. Mostly, especially like I said, from my background, a lot of people that I came and that I come across have just been rather troubled individuals, and I know that nowadays, especially, everyone's a troubled individual in their own right. But I noticed that, you know, you get to feel a little bit more of that vibe off of people, which is really interesting. But I do gotta say, especially with you, sir, I do feel sort of a reflection of oneself in you, which is reforming to become a better man through past crime and, you know, upsets of our times. Which, of course, I know eventually will definitely pay out between both of us, for sure. It's all about just making sure to stick to your guns at the end of the day and definitely make sure that... Be careful of who exactly you surround yourself with, you know what I mean?
They gotta be good at reading people.
Exactly.
So excuse me for a moment, I actually gotta use the outhouse myself.
All is good. Yeah, it should be out there in the back. I'm pretty sure.
Hello.
Alright, and my apologies. My horse managed to run off on its own.
What's
No,
your
you're good.
problem here?
Come on.
Alright, right behind you. Come on, girl, yeah! So do you mind telling me a little bit more about this job?
Yeah, there's a property. I need checked for not squatters.
Squatters?
Yeah. I heard rumors of squatters around the area, so if there are any, I'd rather have an extra gun with me.
Understandable, understandable. I'm assuming this property is obviously not vacant. Or is vacant?
It is, unless there's people there, but it's, for the most part, yeah, it's a unowned property. Should be, anyway.
Well, I guess we might as well have a look for ourselves then. You know what they say, there's nothing like a little bit of some fresh air out in the good old nature.
Yeah, I quite don't like being stifled up in the town.
You know, especially it smells like mud and crap.
I think this is it right here.
Ooh, whoa. Alright, where should we hitch our horses?
Nah, we should probably just leave them right here. Fire's going. Someone's been here.
Seems like there's a bottle of beer.
Some whiskey, some cheese stew.
Yeah, seems like it's very, very fresh, very hot.
Oh, we'll have to keep an eye on it, I guess.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a hangout here.
Do me a favor, you check those drawers over there? That vases?
Yes, sir. I got that right here. This one right here.
Yeah, open up them drawers, see if you can see anything.
Yeah.
Might be like a note in there.
A little bit of some books over here. I think I may have seen a journal.
All right.
Yeah, there's some books and maybe a journal at the top here. And that's
Anything under the bed?
let me see real quick. All right. No.
One more thing. Go ahead and stand yourself up and keep facing that wall. Yeah. Hang on, put your hands over your head.
How might I be able to do that?
Flex your U muscle.
No, there's no need for things to get a little drastic now, sir.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't want to kill you, but I do want what you got on you. You got money in your pockets. I know that. I want you to hand it over.
All right.
And if I feel like you're selling me short, we're gonna have a problem. Now keep this in mind, but when you turn around, I won't hesitate. So you better be saying that. Don't you get any funny business ideas. Let me know when you got that up.
Okay. I do, sir.
You're gonna transfer to me.
And your name, sir?
You're gonna type this name in. You don't know this name. I gave you the name Melvin. So you don't know this name. You're gonna type in Marcus, Markus, Bates, Bates. You're gonna transfer it all.
That's all of us, sir.
Right, you're gonna stay there. I'm gonna check. And if I don't see something, if I don't see anything there, or if I don't see enough there, we're gonna have problems. You understand?
Yes, sir. Ain't mean no harm at all. Only have what's on me right now. If there's any more that you find, you take it then.
Now you're gonna keep facing that way. We're gonna go about our separate business. You and I never met. You understand?
Yes, sir.
This ain't a one-man operation, so if I find out anything, I hear anything, you're gonna have your own bounty. You understand? Am I being very clear?
Crystal.
This is just business, ain't nothing personal. You're a fine kid. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna head back. You ain't gonna go into Valentine tonight. You ain't gonna talk to any deputies. I hope I can trust you. Because trust me when I say, if I hear anything, I'll be coming back with more than just myself.
Understandable. Son of a...